morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Everyone. Now it is 10 now. Time.
Yes, yes. So now we are going to start.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mohan,
morning,
sir, shall
one
we
and all.
start?
Yeah, Anup sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, one and all. I'm Dr. Anup Kumar Mishra, an associate professor in the School of Electronics Engineering at VIT AP University. I'm delighted to welcome you all at this inaugural ceremony of this third one-week international workshop on technical writing using LaTeX. This workshop is organized by School of Electronics Engineering at VIT AP University. Now, on this occasion, I would like to invite one of our coordinator of this workshop, Dr. Lakhan Dev Sharma, to welcome all the dignitaries and participants at the inaugural ceremony. Now, over to you, Lakhan sir.
Thank you, Anup sir. I welcome all the participants. I welcome Honorable VC sir, Dean Academic sir, and Dean Academic Registrar, Dean Academic Research, Dr. Dholi sir, our Dean of Science, Dr. Umakantanda sir, all the participants from the India and abroad to this third 1 week international workshop on technical writing using LaTeX. It will be held from 30th of March to 5th of April 23. And in this workshop, starting from the scratch, how to write a paper to till the CVs and everything will be discussed. And I'm hopeful that this workshop will be helpful to all of you in your academic and research career. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining this workshop. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the welcome address. Now, to give an overview of this workshop, I would like to call one of our coordinator, Dr. Mohan Bansal, sir. Now, over to you, Mohan, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Anup sir. Just give me a minute. I am sharing my screen to give the overview of the workshop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good morning to all. I welcome to all the participants and our dignitaries in the third 1 week international workshop on technical writing using LaTeX. That is going to organize by School of Electronics Engineering. That is going to start from today, 30th March, and will end on 5th April 23. As this is the international workshop, we have received good number of participants from different countries, and total number of registration from outside of the India is 76. And registration from India is 1700. So overall sum of the total registration is 1776 in this workshop. So this is a great achievement for this workshop. We have started here, and total contribution of the different states of India. So each and every corner of the India, we got the registration, and we can see 30, including the UTs. We got registration from 30 different states and UTs in this workshop. So participation or registrations from faculty has shown more interest. Like 1011 is the registrations from faculty have shown the interest, and more than 750 registrations from the UG, PG, and PhD scholars. And 8 registrations we got from the industry persons. And at last, we have 12 resource persons in this workshop. All are the doctorate from various great organizations like IITs and abroad. As we can see this chart here, in this chart, we have seen more than 20 countries has participated, including the US, Switzerland, Hong Kong, Egypt, Ethiopia, and so many countries. And most of the registrations we got from our neighbor country, that is the Pakistan, more than 30 registrations we have got from the country. And in the next slide, we can see the participation of the registrations from different states of the India. So here we have got registration from each and every state of the India. And majority of the registration from Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Maharashtra. And this is the workshop schedule here. And in this workshop schedule, we can see during the workshop, participants will be introduced to the LaTeX editor LaTeX editor overlay, where they will be able to learn about the certain number of packages like figure environment, tabular environment, mathematical environments, and they will be able to write the algorithm, the references and bibliography, etc. Additionally, they will also learn the applications of the LaTeX there, where they can use the LaTeX for writing the research paper, thesis writing, Beamer presentation, and preparing the CV. Whether you are a student, research scholar, or professional, LaTeX can be a valuable tool for creating a high-quality research paper and presentation. And here we have list of the resource persons, including Dr. Anup Kumar Misra, Dr. Neha Gupta, Dr. Mohan Bansal, Lakhandev Sharma, Dr. Khainar Vikas Vishnu, Dr. Rajiv Sharma, and 6 others are here: Dr. Rajesh, Dr. Praveen Maurya, Dr. Sambudatananda, Dr. Sarita, Dr. Priyanka, and Dr. Mahesh. All are the doctorate here from different good organizations like NIT, IIT, and some of them are postdoctorate from outside of the India. So in this workshop, we will provide the e-certificate to the participants. To the active participant depends on the below condition. Condition is that your attendance will be required. So minimum, we have set the criteria of minimum 70% attendance, and we'll share the feedback form on the daily basis that you will have to fill the form. So based on that, we'll provide the e-certificate to the participant, and you will get the recorded video on the YouTube channel. So YouTube live streaming is there here, and in the YouTube live streaming, the recorded video will be available after the LaTeX workshop. So you can go through the YouTube channel at the VITAP YouTube channel, from where you can find the recorded video. So you don't need to ask to the coordinator separate recorded video, that you can directly get from the YouTube channel. Thank you. Over to you, Anup sir.
Thank you for sharing this valuable overview of this workshop with us. Now at this stage, I invite our Dean Academics, Dr. Madhusudan Rao sir, to say a few words about this conference, about this workshop. Dr. Madhusudan Rao sir.
Yes, sir.
Over
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. S.V. Kotareddy, sir, Dr. Umakantanda, Dean Sense, Dr. Ravindra Duli, Dean Research, and other workshop coordinators, Lakhandev Sharma, Mohan Bansal, sir, and Rajiv Sharma, different all research scholars, students, and participants from within India and abroad. Very good morning to all. I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity to speak about the workshop, especially coming to the workshop on technical writing using LaTeX is one of the important tools which is very important for our research community, such that whatever the content that we have to present to different people of different levels of the students or different parts of the world, the reachability is very important, and what extent it is being attracted by different people is very important. So that means it is nothing but what we are presenting is very important at this stage. So out of all the tools that we are having, LaTeX is one of the important one where we can find more easiness in presenting the data with simple techniques, and whatever the training is being provided by the these workshop organizers. At this point, why I am telling this is very important, to quote one example, general example, what I am doing, for example, whatever the information that we want to present to the people, I want to quote one thing here. That is, 30 years back, I have seen a movie. The story, whatever in that movie is the same as which is released a few years back, maybe 7-8 years back. Story is same. The 30 years back, it was not that much good movie and it is average. The same thing it is presented by someone else, and again it is a blockbuster. So content is not different, but how we are presenting and how it is reachable to the people and attractiveness of the content is very important. Coming to the participants of different levels, if you observe here, it is very interesting that faculty registrations are very large in number when compared to the research scholars. In this at this juncture, I request the scholars should come forward to know about this LaTeX and have expertise on that one to present their work in different publications, through publications or our thesis writing or any different places we are presenting. It is very important to make it to a good level. Nowadays, even almost all journals also are expecting to present through LaTeX also. Earlier, it is only Word file you are doing and all these things. Based on the facilities that we are having in the LaTeX is enormous. Unless we know all the facilities or all the possibilities that we do have in the LaTeX, we can't make use of that one effectively. So I hope that this workshop and the expertise of the people we are having here will extend or give you maximum knowledge that what they have, and that will be more useful to all the participants. And it will be, I am sure that this will benefit all research community, for students and other participants who are be part of this workshop. Hope this it will be a very successful one. I thank the organizers and I also congratulate them making this workshop as a grand manner you are doing, and it is in the series you are doing it third in the series, I think so. But one way I can say that you are helping the research community a lot through this workshop, so that whatever the research students or research scholars they are doing, that is up to them, unless they present it to the open community, open domain when they are placing. So this is the barrier, important bridge, this one, learning the LaTeX and presenting the information or data that you accumulated in a proper way in different levels of technical platforms wherever we need to exhibit this one. So I congratulate all the workshop team members, and I hope this will be very successful one, and all the participants will get benefit out of this one. Thank you for giving the opportunity in this one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your appreciating words. How you have given the example to give the good presentation. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to call our Dean of Academic Research, Dr. Ravindra Dhuli, sir, to share their thoughts on this importance of this workshop. Now, over to you, Dr. Ravindra Dhuli, sir.
Thank you, sir. So it's always a pleasure addressing a workshop which involves LaTeX. So basically, when the people came with the idea of LaTeX, because I used to be one of the resource person for LaTeX, so it is something very close to my heart. So we know the kind of difficulty involved with all these things. So we started with LaTeX, and the kind of training we underwent is something strange. It may be difficult for people to believe that we don't know the word. Actually, in IIT Delhi, when we started our journey, so it happened like they asked us to start documentation on LaTeX itself. So they insisted that even today I find some difficulty to work on Word because I am comfortable only on LaTeX. So that too in a Linux environment. So it took time. But later, many evolution. I'm talking about some 15, not 15, more than 15, 18 years back scenario. So at that time, it's a kind of torture for us, frankly speaking, because the faculty used to be very harsh that you should, and we don't know anything. So LaTeX, initially he told, I could remember the faculty name also, Professor Subratkar from IIT Delhi. He told me, you all will curse me for today because I am insisting you to write in LaTeX. But at the end of the semester, all of you will thank me. So for sure. So it happened, obviously. It's the kind of professional approach, all these things. So I should first thank our VC sir for encouraging this kind of high-level workshops, which are useful for general community. where whenever we go with a proposal, sir always encourages, which is involving kind of a research rigor. Particularly Sense Group has so many resource persons, because the new water comes, old water should move, give space. So even though I am very enthusiastic in LaTeX, I requested the people to take over, because new blood and new energy should come. And I'm very happy to find more than 15 people are very comfortable. Now it is something like alphabets. LaTeX. If you don't know LaTeX means you don't know alphabets. Something like this in the research community. And I should also congratulate Dean Sense, particularly for teaming up and coming forward. And thanks to academics sir, Dean Academics Madhusudan sir, for sparing his valuable time and encouraging the participants. And as always, it is Dr. Mohan Bansal who came forward initially when I used to be in the school in the capacity of dean. So they came forward, they molded it, and the main thing is successfully conducting every year. It's not the first time, they're conducting every year, and it's a kind of great service without expecting anything. It's free. Actually, they are not looking for money. Basically, they are rendering a kind of service. So as the vision of our VCSR goes, like VIT has to give kind of service to the nation. So now it crossed the borders, and we are serving the world, because many international participants also there. Great thing. And it is always the learning used to be tough initial days, but please, it's worth the kind of difficulty we undergo. Within a week you can appreciate it. Please spend time. Each thing is, the professional look we get out of LaTeX is entirely different. When you write, see, like writing, handwriting and typing, how much difference. Similarly, Word and LaTeX. Word also nowadays came up with so many improved features, but nevertheless LaTeX from the ground level has its own beauty. Added to that, overleaf, the editorial platform allows the interaction between the researchers. Now, so all these things has many benefits. Please make the best use of the workshop. Attendance is something, you are not here for certificate and this thing. Learning is more important. Please get into what is called learning part of it. Okay. Thank and congratulate the coordinators and teams. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with the participants. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It is pleasure to hear you, your experience and your valuable words. Now, let me now reach out to our school dean, Dr. Umakantanda, sir, to get his perspective on this workshop significance. Now, over to you, Dr. Umakantanda, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anup. Good morning, everyone. The dignitaries, respected VC sir, Professor S.V. Kottareddy sir, Dean Academics, Dr. Madhusudan sir, Dean Academic Research, Dr. Ravindra Duli sir, all the coordinators of this event, 5-day, 1-week event, and the resource persons who will be delivering their ideas on the LaTeX workshop, the participants available here, other faculty members, students, and all other audience. So first of all, I will congratulate the team headed by Dr. Mohan Bansal sir for this third 1-week workshop on the LaTeX for not only technical writing, though the heading is technical writing, but you can build the CVs, you can other documents also you can prepare. So the preparation using LaTeX will be very much different. So many of you might have gone through the LaTeX documentation, or might have seen the documents, PDF documents built by the LaTeX. So how beautiful it is, how the alignment, how the fonts are shown in the documents, everything will be very amazing, very good. And all of you should know that, the first impression is the last impression. So when a paper goes to the review in the review panel or any editorial office, first they will see the formatting. So of course, through other documentation like Word also we can do the formatting, but the ease of formatting in the LaTeX will be very good. So it is, you can tell that it is very much user friendly. If you know little bit of command, how to write in the LaTeX environment, and know little bit of this packages and all, then it will be very easy. And the post documentation, like inserting a figure, inserting any equation, that will be very much easy to insert. So no need to change other numbers, figure numbers or equation numbers or table numbers. So post documentation will be very easy. Suppose you are writing for a 3 pages, it is not a problem. But if you are writing a thesis of 100 pages, so how many times you will change the number of figures or number of equations like that? So it will be very difficult if you are inserting a single figure inside. Yes, of course, in the Word also, Microsoft Word, everything is there, but not that much user friendly. So as Dr. Ravindra Dulli sir told that in his PhD time, same thing happened to me also in my PhD time when I was writing initially in the Word, but later when I converted to the LaTeX, so I thought that means I will continue with this LaTeX documentation only while writing papers minimum, the research papers, and I am doing so till now. So here our in our university, it is mandatory. We have put it mandatory for the PhD scholars to write their thesis in the LaTeX only. And hopefully in the future also we'll extend it to the MTech students and for the BTech students also to write their reports, the project reports in the final year project reports in the LaTeX only, so that everybody will be very much acquainted with this, and they can deliver the good representation of the reports in the thesis and the project reports. That is one thing. Second thing is that okay, you are going to learn everything on the LaTeX, how to build the documentations and all those things. But remember one thing, that after the workshop, you have to practice. Otherwise, you will forget everything. Without practicing, without going through all these tools, even if it is in overlap also in the online mode, you can do it. So you have to practice, and means in the ground level, you have to do the documentation in the LaTeX environment only. That is one thing. And second thing is that see, as Dr. Ravindra Dulli sir told, that it is a type of service we are providing throughout the world. So that is we are doing from our side. But what you will as a participant here, you will learn. But after the workshop, please, minimum one person can deliver this thing to minimum 10 number of other students or other research scholars, so that they will be also getting the benefit of this, how to build the documents. So that is very much important. So practicing and delivering it to your other fellows, your co-mates or the research friends. So you can deliver to them, and they can also be helpful. So very much. So this is the third version of the of this type of workshop. The first one was done in 2021, then 21 March only. I think in the March only, every year we are doing it. So second one was in 2022, and third one is this one. We are doing it now. So, and we will continue also. Not only this type of documentation type of workshops, we also do from our School of Electronics Engineering in VIT-AP University. Mostly in every 1 month, we are doing this type of 1 week workshop on the technical point of view also, like in the field of different technical fields like VLSI, like embedded systems, IoT, robotics, image processing, AI, ML, all those areas. We do different types of 1 week workshops, which will be very much helpful to the participants for their research in the field of electronics and communication engineering. So I welcome all the participants to see through our website and see that whether you are you can get the learning from this type of technical workshops also. So this all these things can be done by the eminent resource persons, including our own faculty members and the outside resource persons also from IITs, NITs, and abroad. So with their help only we can do it. We can have the collaboration with them and do this type of workshops throughout the year. All these things can be done because of the continuous support and dedication of our management, including our VC sir, registrar sir, and other deans and our faculty members also. So with this, I will thank the coordinators to invite me to give a small talk on this inauguration session, and congratulate all the coordinators. So hopefully the workshop will be going on well, and all these 5 days will be very much helpful for the participants. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your valuable points and how you have conveyed the opportunity to the participants. Definitely, they will get benefited from all those informations. Now, I would be delighted to invite our Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. S.V. Kotareddy, sir, for the presidential address on the occasion of this event. Now, over to you, sir.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. Dean Academics, Dr. N. Madhusudan Rao, Dean Academic Research, Dr. Ravindra Duli, Dean School of Electronics Engineering, Dr. Umakantanda, workshop coordinators, Dr. Mohan Bansal, Dr. Lakandev Sharma, and Dr. Raju Sharma, distinguished guests, delegates, faculty and staff members, research scholars, and my dear students. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this third one-week international workshop on technical writing using LaTeX. My hearty congratulations to the School of Electronics Engineering to organize this workshop, as this is the biggest workshop since our inception. This is one of the, it is the biggest because the number of participants are the highest. It is like 1700 plus. Now, when we organized this workshop in 2021, the number was less, probably less than 1,000, and gradually it increased. Now today, 1700 plus participants are there in this workshop. It's a great achievement. And I commend the school to organize this kind of workshops, and also the School of Electronics Engineering is organizing the large number of workshops among all the schools of VIT AP University. These workshops are greatly helping our faculty members, research scholars, and students. Not only our faculty members, now as the other speakers mentioned, that now not only the Indians are benefited with this kind of workshops, then the people who are in abroad also are getting benefited. I should say these are all the now international workshops. And coming to the LaTeX, this software is used for typesetting the technical documents. And as already the speakers mentioned, the ability that the LaTeX has is amazing for technical documents. And particularly when it comes to the mathematical equations, LaTeX will help to the large extent. That is why it is quite famous for the scientists and engineers for preparing the technical documents. And over the years, it has been used to typeset many science, mathematics, and engineering journals also. Not only for the writing thesis, and also for papers writing, LaTeX is being used. As Dr. Umakantanda and Dr. Ravindra Duli shared their experiences in their IIT and NIT, where they have done PhDs. So now, similarly, my experience also I would like to share. When I was doing my PhD in IIT Bombay in 1999, now that time the LaTeX was introduced in IIT Bombay. So now there were some workshops, and then some research scholars were attending those workshops. But somehow,
Sorry, right, sir.
Yeah, somehow I was not paying attention towards that, and I did not attend those workshops. And just it came in the market that time only in India. And I did not use that opportunity, but we were using the Word. And the problem with the Word was that time the equation editor was not there. Okay, then if you want to type any equation, it was very difficult to type. That's why what I was doing was I was using MathCAD software. Okay, then I'm talking about 22, 23 years back. MathCAD software, I used to copy those equations and then paste in the Word. There was again problem because some of the characters of the like delta, then sigma, and those actually characters were not recognized by Word. And it was a nightmare for us to type all those equations. And being, in engineering, all of you know that the maximum equations will be there because we need to do simulations and we need to bring the equations into the thesis. It is a mandatory for us. Now, without those equations, then we will not be able to write any thesis. Therefore, my thesis also used to have a lot of equations, and all those equations I struggled a lot to type in Word. But if I had used LaTeX that time, then I would have saved a lot of time. Now, therefore, it is very, very important to all the research scholars to use LaTeX software and optimize the time to write the thesis. And those days we used to take almost 6 months time to write the thesis. But now that time has to come down to 3 to 4 months. Now, using this kind of softwares, definitely we can bring down the thesis writing time. And not only that, papers also. If the format is good, as Dr. Umakantanda mentioned, that if the format is good, then definitely your acceptance of the paper will be high, because the reviewers will feel happy to read your document. If format is not good, they will not show that much interest. Of course, the technical stuff should be there in the paper to be accepted, but at the same time, the format also is very, very important. And therefore, it's very important for all the research scholars and students and faculty members also should attend or should learn this kind of software, how to use it. And I'm sure that the experts in this workshop will enlighten all the participants how to use the LaTeX software. Now, on this occasion, I would like to brief some of the major achievements of our VIT-AP University. VIT-AP University is one of the fastest growing universities in the country. Why I said this, we started in 2017 with just 600 students, and today, in just 5 years, we have 11,146 students. It's a great number, and we are growing in the fastest manner. And apart from the teaching, the university is focusing on research, innovation and incubation, and industrial collaborations. And if we come to the research, our faculty members and research scholars and students have published 1,164 papers in Scopus indexed journals. This is since our inception, 2017. Out of this 1,164 papers, 535 papers we published in 2022. And in 2023, our aim is to publish 1,000 papers. And I'm confident that this year, that means in 2023, we will be able to achieve this target, as our faculty and staff members and research scholars and students are very much committed to achieve this number. Another area of our focus is innovation and incubation. We are providing the opportunity for our research scholars, students, and faculty members to file the patents for their innovative ideas. Whatever expenditure is incurred for filing these patents are completely borne by the university. And due to these efforts, the total patents published since our inception are 225. This number is increasing. And in the year 2023, in the calendar year 2023, our aim is to publish 150 patents. And if we publish 150 patents under emerging universities category, we will become #1 in the country. Last year also, we were #1 in the country in patent publications, also the paper publications also. Then we are establishing the state of innovation and incubation facility. more than 15,000 square feet area. We have launched 12 startups this year, and there are 20 incubators at present, and we wanted to increase this number to 50 soon. And we have signed MOUs with various industry partners like IKP Knowledge Park, IBS Global, Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, etc., as innovation and incubation eco partners. And apart from this, we are establishing some few centers of excellence in AI, robotics, IoT, cybersecurity, and all. And these centers also are being established in collaboration with industries like Intel Corporation, Boston IT Solutions, and other industry partners. And we are actually looking forward to have collaboration with Siemens, IBM, etc., to establish these centers. And apart from the industries, we are also have the international university partners like Binghamton University, Swinburne University, Australia, then Santa Clara University, USA, as the knowledge partners for these centers. And apart from this, as I mentioned earlier, that we are focusing on the industrial collaborations, and we believe that the success of any university depends on how closely the university or institution work with the industry. Keeping that in mind, we signed several MOUs with various industries, and we signed almost around 50 MOUs with various industries. These MOUs are for certifications, joint research, placements, and training. With all these efforts, I'm very happy to inform you that VIT University ranked #1 among emerging state private universities in India in Outlook ranking 2022. This achievement is the result of the hard work and commitment of all faculty, staff members, research scholars, and students. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our leadership, our management, Honorable Chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan sir, our Vice Presidents, Sri Shankar Vishwanathan sir, Dr. Shekhar Vishwanathan sir, and Sri G.V. Selvam sir, for their constant support and guidance for all these activities. Before I conclude, I would like to appreciate the efforts of coordinators of this workshop, Dr. Mohan Bansal, Dr. Lakandev Sharma, Dr. Raju Sharma, Dean School of Electronics Engineering, Dr. Umakantanda, and Dean Academic Research, Dr. Ravindra Duli, and all other faculty and staff members and research scholars who are organizing this conference successfully. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your valuable, insightful speech and how you have shared your experience. Now, at this verse of this inaugural ceremony, I would like to invite Dr. Rajiv Sharma, sir, to give vote of thanks to all the dignitaries and participants. Now, over to you, Dr. Rajiv, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. On behalf of the organizing committee, it gives me great pleasure to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for gracing this occasion with your presence. Your esteemed presence has made this event all the more special and significant. We are honored to have with us today respected Vice Chancellor, sir, the Dean of Academic Affairs, Dean Academic Research, and Dean School of Electronics Engineering. Thank you, sir, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us and grace this occasion with your presence. Your words of wisdom, encouragement, and support have been invaluable to us, and we are grateful for your continued support, sir. Thank you, sir. We would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the participants who have registered for the workshop from various parts of the world. Your enthusiastic response to our invitation has exceeded our expectations, and we are grateful for your interest in this important field. As we embark on this 5-day journey of learning and sharing, we would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our speakers, moderators, the research scholars, CTS team, digital media team, and coordinators who helped us to ensure the smooth planning of the workshop. Once again, thank you all for your participation, and we hope that you will find this workshop informative, engaging, rewarding. We wish you productive and enjoyable 5 days ahead. So, thank you. I would request Dr. Anupisha sir to take over and invite the speaker of the next technical.
Okay, thank you, sir. for the vote of thanks. Now I would like to convey the information related to the participant about our first technical session, which is handled by our resource person, Dr. Kandala Rajesh sir. It is going to start within few minutes.
So with the permission of VC sir, can we conclude this?
Yeah, we can.
We will conclude this. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Just before ending this inauguration session, I would like to I want to know that you just turn on your camera so we can take the gallery, so we can take some images of the gallery. Please, everyone, turn on the camera so we can take some few images of the inauguration session.
Camera on করতে করছি।
Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining the inauguration session, and our first session will start at 10:45. We are on time. We have concluded our inauguration on time at 10:40, and next 5 minutes we will start the first session.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all
sir.
participants.
Rajesh sir, are you ready for your session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lakan sir, you can take the charge as a coordinator. So
Yes,
I will
sir.
make it host. Yeah, and our scholars are
Sir,
Mallikarjun
start, sir.
and Vijay Kumar. Are you here? Mallikarjun and Vijay Kumar.
Yes, sir. This is
fine. Yeah, thanks for your support. So during the sessions, you can help to the participant by answering the queries in the meeting chat.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
So Lakan sir, I'm giving you the charge as host, so you can
Okay, sir.
start the session.
Good morning to all the participants, and I welcome all of you to this first session on this workshop. And the first session will be held by Dr. Rajesh NVPS Kandala. He received his BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering and MTech in Systems and Signal Processing from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Kakinada in 2010 and 2013. And he received his PhD from VIT Vellore in 2018. And his research interests include biomedical signal processing, image processing, machine learning, deep learning. And currently he is working as associate professor at School of Electronics Engineering, VIT University, India. And he is also an active researcher and reviewer at IEEE Elsewhere, Springer, other journals, and he is acting as a guest editor for Journal of Frontiers in Medical Technology and Frontiers in Neurobiotics. So I welcome Rajesh sir to this session of workshop on the LaTeX, and he will be speaking on the essentials of the research. Welcome to our sir. Over to you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir. Lakan sir, thank you very much, sir. So, good morning to one and all. So, thanks for attending the workshop on latex writing. As you all know, writing plays a crucial role in research. That to showcasing this technical content in your piece is always challenging. Therefore, this workshop makes you quickly understand how to present this technical content by reducing some common mistakes what we made every time. And coming to this particular session, it is not precisely teaching latex, but gives you the motivation to carry out your research smoothly. Also, sometimes I'll emphasize the importance of latex in technical writing too. So let me share my screen. Yes. So Lakan sir, can you make me as co-host?
Yes, sir. Can you share now?
Yes, I'll do that. So I hope everybody. So today's session is essentials of research. Uh, Coming to the contents in this particular session, I'm going to present like what is research presentation, research writing, the process of the publication, what are the different steps included to achieve the final publication, and communication of the research. All these things I'm going to discuss with the essential tools, everything. So throughout this presentation, I will show some quotes that really inspires us. Like ending a PhD is like climbing a mountain. It requires hard work, determination, and a willingness to never give up. This should be there for everyone, not only for PhD, even after. PhD is something getting a license to do research. Even after that also, we need to follow all these things to become successful. Coming to this, what is a research? There are various definitions given by famous personalities in their respective fields. Like research is to see what everybody has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. It is the definition given by Albert Einstein Gagiogi, the Nobel laureate in medicine. Research is creating new knowledge. Neil Armstrong, astronaut. So you can see the various perspectives of different people from different fields. Research is a structured inquiry that utilizes acceptable scientific methodology to solve problems and create new knowledge that is generally applicable. So likewise, we have a lot of definitions. From all these, we can find the essence that research is something like collection of the data, analyzing it, and providing the conclusions. This is what we can broadly understand research. So sometimes, as I told you, not only quotes, some memes also I used to give. So you see with this meme, she is waiting for her boyfriend who is actually went for PhD, and finally she's still waiting. See, it's not something the case like that. It's just a meme. However, this is a myth. This is maybe a few occasions or maybe very rare occasions. However, if you see our university or if you consider our workshop, okay, you can see the most of the young doctorates who are conducting this workshop. This implies it is not the true thing. Okay, it is a myth. So if you have any problems in your life, you please start PhD. Which implies there are no problems and no personal life as well. It is also some kind of old myth, and people will say PhD is an acronym like now Doctor of Philosophy, but permanent head damage. But the other people who are optimistic will say that PhD is something like people having dreams. You can fulfill your dreams by pursuing this PhD. So coming to the fundamentals of research preparation, there were various points are there in this. The first one is you should be very clear with your research question. That is, you should be very smart. Smart implies be specific, and your problem must be very specific, and it must be in a measurable thing, quantifiable, achievable. The target must be achievable. What you have taken as a problem, it must be an achievable thing and relevant to the society, and it should be time bounded. You cannot do PhD for whole time. You can do research for whole time, but be specific for PhD program. This I am emphasizing for the new research people who are pursuing PhD currently, and for research scholars, their perspective. And the next step is hypothesis. So hypothesis is something like we assume something, and we carry out our research, and whether we got the same thing or not. So that is how an hypothesis must be there for beginning of anything. And the most important thing in the research is literature review. It is always there. It is not only for PhD. Even after PhD, if I would like to conduct a new research on new topic, again I should start from the literature review. Until unless you do the best research or literature review, you cannot give the better requirements to the problem. So you should understand the research gaps, what is happening. So therefore, literature review is very important. It alone even sometimes guide you. Okay, if you considered a proper literature, you'll find some good research gaps, or else it would be very difficult. And after you did your research literature review, what you have to do is you have to make a research design, which outlines the methodology, the procedures, what you are going to do in your research. So you should collect the data, the next point. So to achieve this research data design, the very most important thing is the data collection. What kind of data you are collecting is very, very important. It should be objective, reliable, and valid. So these are very important points while you are dealing with any kind of data. If it is not a valid data, your research will not fly. So the data collected should not be relevant to the should be relevant to your research question. So here we started our research question. The same should be there at your data collection. Okay, so the data collection is very, very important. So the next thing is data analysis. Once you have the data, what you can do with the data analysis is very important. How can I use the data? So is the data is a valid thing, or any missing values are there, or anything? You have to undergo with some statistical techniques. So it is not only for a specific research point of view I'm talking. It is for generic. For any research, you have some data you should have, and that data should be in a appropriate way to handle it. And then conclusions and recommendation after carrying out your research. What are the final conclusions you are giving to your research audience? This is very important. And what else you can do further? So these two are very, very important. Even writing a paper. while writing your paper, these two things are very important. Reviewers will focus more on this. So please keep in this mind. And ethical considerations is another thing. So you do have proper ethical considerations while you are using some data, especially when you are dealing with biomedical data or some kind of biological data. And you should sometimes, while conducting research, it is very important to find some funding and resources. Even sometimes, if I now I completed my PhD, now I am planning to write some proposals. Why? Because if I would like to carry out some projects, I cannot do it alone with my limited resources. I need more resources. For that, I need funding. So I should aim for some funding agencies. I should find the appropriate funding agencies to my particular problem. Is this problem is a very important problem for the society? If it is, you can easily find the funding. So that is important. And next is collaboration. This is also very, very, very important. So why I'm stressing on this? So alone, you cannot do everything. So you need some experts in the field. They will give you more suggestions, insights to enhance the quality of the research. This is also very, very important. Okay. Okay. Now I know how to carry out my research. But is it alone? Oh, fine. Will it go to everybody? Will it reach us to everyone? No, it reaches only through publication. So the publication in between the publication and your research, there is something in abstract. What is that? You have to write the paper. You have to convince your reviewers, peer reviewers. So writing paper is very, very significant. It is another kind of research. I can say that writing a paper or a patent or a project, everything is different. So you must first you must understand the procedure. Okay. So this is very important. Now coming to the research writing, the main objective of any article is to communicate the proposed methods fine. You have to communicate, as I told you, as I mentioned earlier. So to aid the researchers in achieving this goal, almost more or less all the journals or something, they follow some default structure so that everybody can understand the essence of what you have done in your research, what you have proposed, what kind of method you came up with. This could be understood by anybody who are familiar with scientific reading. Therefore, these scientific papers follow some default structure. So those are something like title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, conclusion, and references. So throughout this particular technical presentations in these 5 days in workshop, you're going to learn how can I do all these things using LaTeX. So each and every journal, the varies their structure. Though it is default structure, they have some other fonts, formats, everything for title, abstract, introduction, and all. So it is very easy once you are familiarized with LaTeX, just by changing a simple class file and a bib file. Simply, if you can spend 2 to 3 minutes, your journal format changed from one to another. So easy. So that is why you can appreciate the power of this LaTeX. And now let us understand research perspective, how these things must be to fly your research article, to publish it, what the quality it has to have. For example, coming to the title should be very brief, descriptive, and it should capture your essence of research or whatever the other writing, whether it is patent or projects, whatever it is. So the title should have some main topics of the study. It should convey, it should highlight the importance of the research. It must be concise, and it should attract the readers, but in a positive way, not in a negative way. Like for example, you can see the various titles given here. First title: does vaccinating children and adolescents with inactivated influenza virus inhibit the spread of influenza in unimmunized residents of rural communities? See, this is very lengthy. You cannot memorize it. You have to be very focused to understand what actually they are going to convey. So please avoid such kind of titles. And the next title you can see, influenza vaccination of children, a randomized trial. They are not they are not conveying the entire thing what they are going to do in the particular paper. So this should be an effective way. You can see the third one, effect of child influenza vaccination on infection rates in rural communities. It is very, very specific. It is going to see the effects of particular vaccine at in particularly rural communities. And they have done some randomized trials. So everything is conveyed in this particular title. So once you are happy with this title, then only people will study your paper. If the title itself is not giving any proper information, they would not go into your matter. Even when you are sending it for communicating your for publication, it will be rejected initially itself, disk rejection, because your title is not very good. So be specific to your title. Now coming to the abstract. Abstract is something, is a brief summary of your manuscript. Whatever you are going to do in your manuscript, everything should be conveyed in your abstract. It should have your background and methodology. It should have your materials and methods and results, what you achieved, and the conclusion. For example, if you consider this particular abstract, it has everything. For example, what Indian dentists know about this corona? They just did some review kind of analysis they have done. So they have some questionnaires, they spread it over all dentists across the India, and they would like to know how much they know about corona infection, what they think. So the importance of what the adverse effects of corona they highlighted, and then the importance of research they highlighted in the background. Later, what methods they followed, and what are the results they found, and from the results, the conclusions they made. If you have given all these things here, people would be very happy. They know this is what is happening in this particular. So they will get their interest and they will go into the writer. So while even you are writing in the LaTeX, it is very easy to make any abstract in this format. So you'll get a very good look. So now coming to introduction. Again, introduction has some rules. What are those? Is again, you have to elaborate. In abstract, you are making it minimized. Very comprehensively, you have to say there. But here you have space to elaborate. So how can you do this? First, given introduction, you can see it as some paragraphs. Starting with the first paragraph, there you have to highlight your background and motivation of the particular research, why you have taken it. And in the next, as I told you, whether you have gone through the literature, because it is sometimes it is not a very new problem. Already most of the people have been interested. Have you gone through that? If you have gone through that, you can find the research gaps, what they haven't addressed. So that you have to highlight in the third consequent paragraphs. And then finally you can showcase your methodology. This is how a good introduction must be. So now coming to method, there everybody knows what is the methodology means. You have a flow, one flow to your to achieve your objective. So while you are writing your methodology, some people will say it is materials and methods, methodology, name it anything, where you have to be specific to the methods, and also please write methods in a order how you are using in your methods. For example, in your methodology, you have used 3 techniques, one after another. Please write them in the same way in your methodology. That would be very good. People will understand, okay, this is first have been done, and then this, and then that. And also sometimes avoid discussing pros and cons of certain methods. It is not our job. So please don't discuss. So if you are exploiting some others methodology or statistical techniques or something, please don't discuss much on pros and cons of that. How you have used that, please discuss only that. And also always it is very important to give proper citations. So most of the people Actually, many people missing this. While any reviewer reviewing your article, they will go through your citations. Whether you are giving the proper citations, like you're respecting the others' techniques. So because you are using that, you have to give that respect by citing their publications, articles. That is mandate. And coming to results, the result section is the final section. This is what we have done. Now you are showing. Till now, you're giving a story. Okay. Now the story result is here. So here, mostly how it happens, it is not a single result. You have collection of results. So you should place each and everyone in a sequential order, and please discuss each and every result. So that is very important. Some people, what they used to do is they simply give tables, but they don't write anything. How it should be a result section. Wherever it is required, some tables you have to place, and some figures where whatever required, statistical analysis, what you have done, everything one by one order way you have to present and discuss your results. What is you have achieved after doing something, after you followed some method, what results you got, whether the results are significant or not. You have to discuss each and everything. This is a good way of presenting your paper. Okay, so that is how you have to discuss. And finally, conclusions. This is also very important. Some people simply write, if you write abstracting present tense, you just simply write in a past tense. Not that. Conclusion is also very important. The conclusions straight away goes to the audience. There you have to mention the pros and cons of your methods and future directions of your method. Everything should be there in your conclusions. And following the same kind of references for all the papers or theses or articles what you have mentioned in your article. So references will be, this is very important thing in references where LaTeX helps a lot. Why? Because one article or one journal, if you follow, for example, elsewhere, they follow one type of references. Even in elsewhere, different journals follow different things. One may follow other year, one may follow APA, one may follow other year is something like the same kind of APA, MLA, Harvard, Chicago. Likewise, we have a lot of different formats. So frontiers, they follow something else. So like you have different journals, different reference formats. So just within one simple line or command, you can change everything. So this is also very important, and you can happily do it with using LaTeX. As I told you, after you have done everything and you have prepared a manuscript, formatting. You have written everything, but the formatting is ugly. There is a chance of desk rejection. As already in inauguration session, a dean has mentioned this. So please avoid desk rejection. How can you avoid this? If it looks so peaceful, as our VC mentioned, if it is very pleasant to see, reviewers will definitely read your paper completely and they will give you valuable suggestions that will be add on to your particular paper. And this is the last thing is very important, proofreading. How many times you are doing this proofreading? Do it for number of times. How many number of times you are doing this proofreading, your quality of the paper will be improved those that much ratio. Okay, it is directly proportional. So be good at this proofreading. So don't hurry, don't send to any journal. Before you send it to any other journal, give the paper to some peers, okay, who are good at English, who are good at technical things, who are good at something else. Okay, so that your paper quality will be improved. So this is all about how to write a research article. Now fine, you know everything. Now your guide is or your supervisor is asking for papers. Where is the paper? Though you have qualified with all these things, will you get the paper? Let us see what happens after you communicate to a specific journal. So till this part, it is our part, our duty. We have to make, you have to find the research, you have to be identify your research question, you have to do your literature review, research data and data collection. It is everything in our hands. After after all, you completed your methodology, you got the results. Now you have articulated it using some effective research writing methods. Everything you have done and you have communicated. Now, what is the second next happen? What next? You see the publication process. This is very important. You must be understand. Okay, you must be familiarized with this publication process so that you can eliminate some mistakes, the common mistakes what we do. Say, for example, publication, the peer review is very important. Sometimes you maybe get disappointed when you receive reviewer comments like this. Reviewer one is very much happy with your work. However, reviewer two is not happy. So what should I do? You might undergo all kind of these situations. Those who have done PhD or those who are doing, even after doing this, now who are currently doing research, everybody face this kind of situation. So successfully you have given your first revision. Again, your reviewer is not satisfied. He is expecting something. So here, matching mindset is very important. You have to understand in your research how the other papers are getting published, what they have added and what you have not included. Because most of the reviewers also writing the papers. Maybe their papers got published. So you have to know your community. Please always look for your community. You see how what they are doing and what you have not done. See, your paper got rejected. So now, how can I switch to another journal? This is the greatest issue because it is not simply sending to other journal. Okay, because when you are again sending to another journal, you have to first go through the guidelines of that particular journal. What are the different formattings they have given? We have to strictly follow those formats. There again, as I told you, LaTeX helps you a lot. It will saves a lot of time because in this review process, you may spend 3 to 4 months of your article. Again, for formatting to another journal, you cannot spend more time. You should cut down that particular time. How can you cut down? Follow some good writing tools. LaTeX is always on top of that. So publishing a research article involves several points. Okay. So to avoid these kind of rejections, you should follow these things. What is that? First, always be specific to selecting a journal. Again, as your research has a lot of things. Research is a global thing. Inside that, if you see, doing every task is again a different research. For example, finding better results is one research. Writing effective paper is another research. And finding a journal is very, very important. If you send to some journal where it takes a lot of time to do all the review process and all, and only after 1 or 2 years they will give the response. There are some cases where after 1 year, 2 years, the paper gets published, even sometimes 10 years also. Okay, there are some cases. You have to eliminate such things. So be specific to your journal. I will let you know how to find some journals, some tips and tricks I'm going to give you in this session. The second thing is, as I told you, manuscript preparation. Already we have discussed the submission. So online submission systems, you must be very clear with those. People make some mistakes while submitting to journals because Wiley, they follow one kind of online submission. IEEE, they follow one kind of for system. Elsewhere, they follow something. And these editorial managing systems are different from journals to journals. Nowadays, they all wants to make as one, but we have a lot of systems like editorial management system, central one system, like we have many systems. So you must know everything. So be familiarized with those things. And as I told you, peer review is very important. So always try to sync with the reviewers. That means try to sync with your community. Always be middle of your community so that you will understand everybody's thinking. So closely follow your community. This is the one rule, thumb of rule you should follow. Doing your research alone is not the thing. You have to closely follow your community, how they are doing, what kind of concepts they are taking, how they are publishing their articles. Why can't I? So such kind of questions always you have to ask yourself. And the biggest hurdle always is the revision process. So how you are addressing your reviewer comments and how you are defending, it is not always possible to address all the reviewers' concerns. Sometimes you have to stick with your decision. So at that time, how to uh, uh, give the polite way of answering is very important to your reviewers. Okay, please follow those rules. And finally, acceptance and publication. Okay, overall, publishing a research article requires very careful attention to detail, adherence to the journal's guidelines. You have to follow those things, requirements, and you have to be very committed to producing high quality research. Don't get disappointed in the middle. Sometimes after 3-4 revisions, also your paper may reject. So immediately don't send it to some predatory journal. You must have faith on your work. So that please send it to other journal where it can be expedite your research. So please always look for that. It's very important to be patient, first of all. In research, the mantra is be patient, always. So as the research progress from first year to final year, what happens? Your patience levels gets decreased. But be patient and be persistent. And your publication process may take several months, even longer. Always be cautious with this. Okay, sometimes your friend's paper may get he may get within 1 or 2 months. For you it may take 5 or 6, but after that, how your paper is reaching to the community is very important. So always be optimistic. So as I told you, you have to find a good journal. What do you mean by this good journal? So a journal has a very good reputation. That means it is publishing only quality, and it is impacting your okay. The journal reputation is very important. Okay, so the quality and impact of the field, and it should be highly respected journals are often well established and have a long history of publishing influential research. Consider only those journals or publishers. If it is a good impact factor, as people will say, impact factor is not only the good measure. However, it is one of the good measures you can follow. So whether if a paper has a good impact factor, that means it is impacting more. Its impact is more on that particular field. So please go to that. Scope of the journal, editorial policies, whether they are following the rigorous peer review process and they are strictly following their guidelines of publications. Then we say this is a reputed journal. I can definitely. Otherwise, the simple trick. We know that IIT, NITs in India or abroad, some good institutes or something where they are publishing. You please closely follow them. You closely follow them and try to publish in the same article so that your reputation will also increase. The reach will increase. Your method, why you have done. So ultimately, our work should be go to your community. People has to study that, has to appreciate that. So obviously, our aim is that. Therefore, you have to follow these rules. And sometimes it is not always open access journals are bad, because even nowadays every journal is following this hybrid concept. That means they even publish your article with open access or subscription, no problem. And indexing, this is also very important, whether the journal is indexed by some very good servicing agencies like PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science. If that is the case, then you happily publish. Why? Because it reaches to more audience. So your visibility will be increased. Therefore, overall, the quality of a journal is depending on several combinations, and you have to be very careful about all these combinations. Soon, later, I am going to show all those things also. Now, it is fine. We know about very good journal. What about bad journal? Sometimes it is the case. Though we know about good journals, we don't know about bad journals. Therefore, we sometimes will be going to their nest. So what determines a bad journal? No peer review. Today you send, tomorrow your paper will be published. So you may feel happy only on that day. Later onwards, you will be regret why I have published in this particular journal. I wasted my work. So that feel you may get. Lack of transparency, poor quality articles, and false and misleading claims. So even while doing literature review, I suggest the newcomers to the research, please avoid the bad journals. Always find first good journals and read them. If you read the results from these bad journals, you will not learn anything. Even sometimes it misleads you. So even sometimes they will ask for very high publication fees and there is no indexing, and the misleading means that means if you consider IEEE transactions or no signal processing or something, IEEE Journal of Biomedical and Health Informatics, they just slightly change the article, the journal name, and you may think that this is the same journal and you simply publish it that. Finally, you will understand it after some time. So how can I know this? So always you can follow something like this. For example, let me show you one website. So this website is helpful you to identify the predatory journals. Think, check, submit. It will help you to identify the trusted publishers of your research. There generally, for example, journals, if you would like to find whether it is a good journal or bad journal. So it tells you that first you have to think and later you have to check and submit. So for that, there are a lot of questionnaires they will assign. Based on your answers for those particular questions, it will gives you some results. So preliminary, you can check this is a good journal or a bad journal. If you have any suspension on that, you can follow this particular journal. And sometimes for open access journals, whether it is a good or bad, you can check it at directory of open access journals. So this is the website where you just do your ISSN or something. See, where you can paste your journal name or your ISSN something. If it returns the result here, then you can happily publish that. Otherwise, don't trust that particular journal. So you must know all these tools and websites. These are very, very important. Please save all these website names always. And likewise, we have many other. Say, for example, I used to get different invitations from different journals. They obviously go to my spam. Why? Because they are predatory journals like this. These are the cases. If you don't make it as a spam, so obviously you will be in trouble. So predatory journals, there are some names you can see for predatory journals. You have a manuscript, they always ask, if you have a manuscript, please send to us. We will publish within no time. What it means? How can you get a paper within no time without going into rigorous peer review? So for temporary kind of things, you don't get into the trap of these predatory journals. So when you receive an invitation to submit your manuscript, always they are ready to hug you because they are predatory. Reputed journals will always encourages you if your article is worthy. So only make sure you are sending your articles to only good journals. So for good journals, obviously we follow these indexings. Mostly we rely on Scopus and Web of Science. How they take the journals into this Scopus database or Web of Science database? What checks they follow? So the Scopus and Web of Science, they follow something same almost. It should have good peer review process, frequency and regularity of publications, international diversity of editorial board. Your editorial board must have different people, they are very good from different corners of the globe. And quality of the journal's editorial content, citation data and analysis, whether it is genuine or something. Coverage in other databases, not only Scopus, whether they are also coverage in the other good indexing agencies like PubMed and all. So based on that, they will include the journals. There is a thing that sometimes they even do not, they even disqualify the journals already there in the Scopus and Web of Science, because if they violate any of these checkpoints, okay, before reaching into the Scopus and Web of Science, they follow the things. After that, they simply lose the things. They don't follow the peer review process and all. They always keep an eye on these journals, and they will remove this. So always you should also keep an eye on these journals. Okay, this is also very important. So how to find the suitable journal to our work is always a big question for all. After writing your paper, you have to send. So most of the people don't know where to send. So you can rely on these AI-powered tools. Nowadays, almost all very good journals are following or have these AI journals. For example, let us see that. What are the very good reputed journals? For example, you can name Elsewhere, IEEE, Springer Nature, Wiley, PLOS One, Natural Publishing Group, American Chemistry Society, for other areas of research, not only engineering, Taylor and Francis, Oxford University, Royal Frontiers, like this. So consider Elsewhere. You have something called Journal Finder in Elsewhere. It is an AI powered tool where you can write your paper title as well as the abstract, and it is even many other options. Once you give those things, for example, like this, I have given a paper title and paper abstract, which gives me the data, something, the journals with a match score also. So the first point, match score, how much your title or abstract is matching with the content published in particular these journals. It has high match score, first follow that. Then the journal merits. Okay, you can see here the journal merits, the site score, impact factor. This is very important. Say for example, biological site, for example, let me biological, any journal, for example, let me see. Biological psychiatry, for example. If I go to this journal homepage, here in this journal homepage, sometimes you miss some details that you can find only using Journal Finder. I'll show you that. So review all insights. Here, see the insights. You can find how much time it takes to publish for the first decision, for review time, publication time, and you can find the other things of their site score, impact factor. But where is the acceptance rate? That is important. Acceptance rate is very important. If it has high acceptance rate, please go to that. Because if it is only 10% of the chance, out of 1,000 articles, only 100 will be published. What about the 900 articles? The chances of rejection is high. So you should be knowing this thing. So, however, in journals homepage, directly, you cannot find this point. Very important point for all. In journal homepage, sometimes you may not find its acceptance rate, even if you go to its full insights. Then how can I get it? Only through this journal finder. In the journal finder, they will be given the acceptance rate. This is something very crucial point they hide intentionally. If you go to this AI power tools, then only you can find this. So acceptance rate of each and every journal you can find. So here acceptance rate is very high, 32%, and even it is matching with your context. Impact factor is also high. Why can't you try this journal? Okay, there you need not to publish. As I told you, subscription, you need to publish. If you opt an option like open access, you have to pay. It's up to us. So they have both options almost every time. So as I told you, the impact factors of the journals, time to publication. So you can make an option, only subscription. You can remove this open access. Accordingly, you will get the results. So make use of this AI powered tools. So for example, Springer also follows the same, but the name is something different. Journal Suggester. In elsewhere it is Journal Finder, here it is Journal Suggester. There also you can specify even subject area, everything. So a lot of other options based on your rate, minimum acceptance rate or impact factor, maximum time for position. You place those options accordingly. They suggest you the journals. Okay, so likewise you will get the suggestions. Sometimes this acceptance rate will not be given for all, but the thing you can find only this acceptance rate at AI Power Tools, not in direct to journal home pages. Okay, for the abstract or something what I have given, it is something a deep learning based facial expression recognition. If anybody is doing research in that particular area, you have these journals in Springer especially. So you can see how much time it takes. So visual computer has when in short span you will get the decision. Why? Because it has a lot of database of reviewers. So active reviewers are there for visual computer. Else you please first try this or else multimedia. Uh, Based on all your statistics, you apply for journal. A lot of this. This is a plenty list. You can learn this. Not only all these two, even IEEE is also doing the same. So they have also given a lot of other options. Okay. So when I would like to publish, this is a no option given here. You can narrow by your date because you need a hurry of publications. You are at the end of your PhD. You need one more publication, but strictly in IEEE. So you have to find a rapid journal who are rapidly publishing your articles. So give your date and accordingly you will get the results. So IEEE follows not only impact factor, they also follow some other metrics, eigenfactor, influence score. So there are many metrics. We will also see about those metrics later. See, according to that, you will get the results. Not only periodicals, it is also giving you conference results. Where, when it is happening, is this work relevant to your conference? Many things. You have based on your searching. You can even download the results and you can share with your friends. Likewise, Wiley also giving. See, relevance score they are giving, like how they are giving the matching factor here, the text to match score, here the relevance score. So whatever the data I have given in this journal finder of Wiley, for the data, this article has more relevance. Most of the articles they are publishing on this. So their impact factor is what, how they are publishing, only open access or something. So this journal, if you want to publish, only it is open access. Be aware of that. After all completion of the process, if you know about this, you have to regret. You have to pay money for that. So before itself, you should know whether it is open access or optional or only open access, all these kind of things. So in all these journals, they give some metrics. Important such metric is something like eigenfactor. So not impact factor. What is the impact factor? It is a measure of average number of citations that articles published in a journal receives in a given year. So how you get this measure? It divides the number of citations received in the current year by the total number of articles published in last 2 previous years. That is the difference between impact factor and the eigenfactor. They follow only that year. Here they will look for last 2 years. So citations is important. Citations, why they are important? Because your articles have very good visibility. They are reading by someone else. People are interested in these journals, particularly articles published in those journals. People are reading and they are using them. Therefore, always you look for good impact factor. Means you will also get good citations. Your reputation will be increased. You will get very good collaborations. There are very other consequences are there based on your publications. You will get very good contacts. That is also very important. So likewise, other things. H-index, generally we look for this H-index for us as well as journal. Even H-index, for us also H-index will be there. What H-index tells, if I have H-index 10, for example, if I have H-index 10, which means 10 of minimum, my 10 articles have 10 citations. That implies H-index is 10. So it's good. That implies I am a good researcher. Why? Because my all 10 articles have got very good citations. So people are reading most of my papers. So this will tell us by H-index. So as I told you, please always follow the indexing. You look at this indexing, Web of Science Scopus, because they are covering wide range of disciplines with a very good peer review. So you please follow that indexing. For example, where you can find this abstracting and indexing in the journals. For example, if I open a journal from elsewhere, there I can see that it is there indexing with, these are the indexing agencies following this journal. So in which you can especially have to follow the Web of Science, Scopus, Science Citation Index Expanded, and so on. They are very important for us. Maybe some other indexings are important for other fields of interest. As I mentioned, the peer review process has a lot of steps. What are the steps? Once you send an article to one journal, first it go to, where it goes is actually first go to your initial screening. If your paper is properly formatted, you have effective titles, and the structure is good, organization is good, then it goes to your editor. Editor will also check all these conditions in addition with your technical content. In initial screening, they may not bother about your technical, but formatting is important. There your LaTeX helps. And later editor will take care of your technical content too. And if it is poor, the below par level, and it will be straight away rejected. Or else they suggest sometimes if it is out of scope. Scope is also important. So while you are sending your paper to any journal, please check with the scope. If scope is relevant, then only you send. So relevant score helps you. Based on relevant score, if you send, this kind of rejection you may not get. And next, paper manuscript sent to the reviewers. Different review processes there: single blind, double blind, transparent, and open peer review. Single blind means the other credentials will be known by reviewer. However, you don't know about the reviewers' names. So double blind means even reviewers don't know about others and others don't know about reviewers. So the chances of very good revision is happens at double blind. And sometimes transparent peer review, someone will be, you will be knowing about the reviewers data after completion. That is called transparent peer review. Who has done your review, who has given the suggestion will be known to you. So there are some journals like Frontiers, they follow this. And sometimes there are some open peer review, which implies others knows about reviewers, reviewers know about others. And this is very rare. You don't find. Mostly you can find single blind and double blind. And occasionally you can find this transparent peer review. And it is very, very rare open peer review. And once it went to your review process, then they will give some suggestions to the editor as well as the authors, and based on all the reviewer suggestions, okay, the editor will take some decision. What might be the decisions? You may ask it to revise the article based on the suggestions of the reviewers, or based on the suggestions it may reject or transfer. Or if you are very lucky, even in a single review time, your article gets accepted because you have followed all the points what we have discussed so far. If you really followed everything, the chances of getting acceptance at the first initial level itself is very high. But for that you need some expertise. If you are the expert in that field, the chances of getting acceptance at the initial level is also getting increased. So here onwards, till now, I have given something, general things. From now onwards, I'm going to give you some tools. Please make use of them. So for example, what are the tools I can tell you? For library databases, where you can search your journals. Instead of searching it Google directly, you go to Web of Science and search so that you will get good papers. That is one idea I can do. Or else Scopus you go. There you search your papers so that you will get relevant things. Really, if you would like to use only search engines, the first thing is Google Scholar rather than Google, and Microsoft Academic Search is another thing. I'm going to show you that by opening those two things later. And citation managers, Mendeley and EndNote you can follow if you are only using Word. However, if you are doing it in LaTeX, directly you can do. Even sometimes Mendeley, where you sometimes now I am doing some literature. I have studied a lot of things. I would like to save all these papers. I can save in the Mendeley. Later, I can export those data and I can use it for my LaTeX preparation. That is also possible. And you have a lot of statistical analysis softwares. Always use them. And sometimes preprints also you can read using very good archives you have. So make use of all these tools. And coming to the LaTeX, why LaTeX is important here? it has a very good high quality of typesetting. As everybody mentioned, formatting is very easy. Cross-referencing and citations, this is the very crucial point. For example, I have added 10 citations. Now I would like to remove something. If I do it manually in Word, what common mistakes I get? Previously, the number is 9. Now I have to make it as 8. How many I can do this? Even if I am writing a thesis, hundreds of references I have. Simply in between, if I remove one reference, the order completely missing. So therefore, you have to rely on some automatic tool. So cross-referencing and citations are very accurate in your LaTeX. And nowadays we have Orly. Now other resource persons will also teach you about these things. Okay. Now, why again I am stressing this LaTeX? Few journals only follow the LaTeX. They don't ask for Word even. So there are some situations. For example, circuit systems and signal processing. For example, let me go into that. Let me search here. Circuit systems and signal processing. If you go to this journal, every journal will give you some guidelines for manuscript preparation. So for example, go here, submission guidelines. So you have to follow according to their guidelines. In those guidelines, manuscript preparation, you have, for example, you will be have given template only for LaTeX. There is no template given for Word. So if you are only familiar with Word, you will be in trouble, because it is very easy. If you follow the LaTeX, easily you can follow the guidelines so that desk rejection could be avoided. Okay, so these are some examples. I'm sorry. Yeah. Now you see this important websites for research. What websites I can rely on? Everybody knows about how to search the journals. However, after even publishing, before publishing, in between also, you can rely more on this ResearchGate. How ResearchGate helps you? Because if you follow some community of your research, every time they used to update in your ResearchGate. So you will be updated what type of research is going around the world by important authors. So all papers will come here directly updated. You can see new papers what came today or yesterday or whatever it is. And the other thing is, you can ask questions. Technically, you have any doubts. For example, you have some doubts. If I Google it, for example, how to publish how to publish in a good journal. Something random question I'm giving. Even I didn't type this before. At somewhere you have definitely the ResearchGate, and similarly you have technical questions. For example, so you have a lot of technical questions. People will come and answer your questions. These things you can do, and directly you can contact various research people in your field. Directly you can contact them. You can request for their articles and what is happening to your publications, who are following your publications, how many citations you got. All these will be updated day to day. So I strongly suggest you to everybody should have a ResearchGate and be active in that ResearchGate. And apart from that, I would like to give some more websites. You can see this website. Like Google Scholar, we have this RefSig, where you can find documents related to any topic. For example, any topic. Any topic you find, related scientific documents you will get immediately. rather than if you type the same in your Google, some other websites will also come. But in RIFSEC, you will get only related to the scientific articles. And even Microsoft Academic Research is another very good thing where you can see the news that is happening around the world. Okay, so I strongly suggest you to go to all. And this is very interesting website. Now I'm going to show you. Very interesting. What happens means sometimes I would like to. I know that one paper title. Sometimes I would like to. Sometimes I would like to know about some articles. For example, let me take one article title from here. Type it here and see what happens. Maybe that paper is very recent article, may not came. Example, let me go to my Google Scholar. One paper, just an example. I'm considering. For example, this paper I'm typing here, and you see the result. These connected papers will give you the same kind of research, how with relevance, how much relevance it has via the graphs and connections. So you can follow this interconnections. So for example, if my paper is here, same kind of articles or how many are there with the interconnections. So they are somehow, this article is something somehow different from my article, but this article has more relevance. So I can do easily the literature review. I can make these kind of graphs to understand more on that particular topic. So you can follow those kind of connected papers. Research habit Rabbit is also same kind of AI power tool you can use. And online tools are also very important. Overleaf, drawing tools. We will even let you know different drawing tools in this workshop, apart from LaTeX, ShadeTech, Google Charts. So these are very important online tools to conduct your research. And after all, I strongly suggest you to be active in your ResearchGate and Orchid, LinkedIn, where you can develop your collaborations, where you can increase your community, everything, so that your articles will be go to every corner of the world. So your work will be appreciated by each and everyone. So with this, I'm stopping my session. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, maybe we can discuss.
Any doubt to participants? Any doubt to the participants? Sir, some queries are there on the chat box.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir. Can you show the 61 slides, sir, please?
Okay, sure. Can you see my screen, sir, please?
Yes, sir. I can see, sir. I can see.
You can see. Okay, just
60, 61, 62, because it is a little bit important.
okay. Are you taking any screenshots of them?
Not really, sir. But I missed the part which you shown in that.
Yeah, these are some of the websites you please go and
websites.
explore. Yeah, websites. If you are particularly doing any research on machine learning, I strongly suggest you to go JMLR, where you can find recent research, what is going on around the corner and everything. This is for doing some kind of literature review. This will be helpful if you are writing anything, something papers. Also, there are various papers are there. Something like bibliography based kind of papers are also there. For that, these connected papers will be helpful. And these are some of the online tools will be helpful for your research.
Slides are not
Slides are not visible, sir.
Not
only references are visible.
Now,
yes, sir. Now, okay, sir. Yes, sir.
okay,
Next
sir,
one,
okay.
sir. Next one.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Just now you explained about this, no, sir. That is the.
Yeah, sir. Connecting. You will get the maps. If you are writing any paper, something like bibliometry, for that it will be helpful.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, while you were showing
Good to suggest. Hello,
sir.
sir.
Yeah,
Sir, can you please suggest us whether to go for a conference or a journal, sir? I'm a beginner in research, so can you please guide me, sir?
If you are a beginner in the research, I suggest you to go for some conferences. So some good conferences you find, and please go there so that you will be having some good interactions with your community. So conferences are meant for that. And people think that conferences are not good, but it is not the case. We have a lot of conferences here and abroad also, very good conferences, we call them. There people used to go to build up their collaborations. As a beginner, I suggest you to go to some conferences.
Hello.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, as you suggested how to find a good journal with your reference links, sir, can you also suggest us like to how to find top rated conferences, sir?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely. I'll open a website now. There you can find such type of data.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
There is a website called Guide to Research. Now it changed to research.com. So in this research.com, you can find a lot of plenty of resources, like what are the upcoming conferences are going based on your area of research, best conferences and best journals, best universities, even best scientists based on some D index. They used to give some D index. For example, if you would like to see the best scientists from across the world, for example, India. See, he is from Thapar University, Neeraj Kumar. He got a #1 rank in India based on his works. Because he has a lot of citations, plenty of publication, good publications. D index is giving by this research.com. Based on that, you can find. And as I told you, conferences also you can find. For example, in computer science, I would like to search around the world. CVPR is the best conference in computer and pattern recognition. Every time they conduct this particular conference at various places around the globe. So even not only those things, even country-wise or something, you can find the best journals, best conferences even, where you can find best platforms. It is a best platform, research.com. There you can find the best resources.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, would you suggest any website other than SCI Hub? Because nowadays we are unable to download some recent papers.
Yeah, basically SCI Hub is something we use, but it is unethical. But we used to, we try to find. I can suggest you is, for example, if any of your friends are working at somewhere where they have the chance to get the publications, you can do. And one more thing is there, sir. Like if you are a active reviewer, for example, if you are reviewing for elsewhere articles, then what will happen is elsewhere article will give you some token of appreciation that if you review one paper, they'll give access to Scopus journals for 30 days. For example, so rewards and reports you can see. So based on your number of how many papers you review, they give this access to Science Direct, Scopus, and these other indexing. There directly you can type your article and you can download them. So that is the reason why I suggest many of people to contribute research by doing good peer review also. There we can get these journals.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Sir.
Sir, one more question is actually from the elsewhere, there is a one journal, sir, which is recently accepted by Scopus.
Okay, sir.
However, still that journal is not reflecting in Scopus, sir. I mean, it is we search in Scopus like some Russian electrical journal.
Okay, sir.
But in the journal website, it is showing that the Scopus has been accepted. How can I submit my paper to that journal or not, sir?
Can you tell the name of the journal? Maybe we'll see here.
Name of the journal.
Can you remember?
Sir, I will tell. Please.
Even later also you maybe later also we can talk about this.
Okay, I will mail to you, sir, regarding this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sir, your mail ID, please.
So I think the mail ID from where you got something, or in chat box you can next session also in chat box or something where you can give. We will get back to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other queries? Any other queries from the participants?
Namaskar, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go on.
Sir, namaskar. Please.
Namaskar, sir. Myself, Naresh Kumar.
Sir.
And my query is that I wrote 2 papers, review papers, and there is a plagiarism problem.
Okay.
How can I remove the plague?
Maybe you can find a person who is good at English or something. So proofreading, as I told you, by doing the proofreading, you can remove, you can reduce this plague. That is the only thing. Or you have some online tools also where you can use them.
But there is more than 50% of plagiarism after the review and writing by myself.
So maybe sometimes unintentionally, we don't know that what is happening. We study some papers and we write the same thing in our papers, but we have to rewrite that by giving proper citations. If you can do that, they will consider it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, madam.
Can you suggest any plagiarism checker tools, sir?
Plagiarism generally, journals they follow Authenticate, and in institutions they follow Turnitin, but they are premium. You have to pay for that. If your institution is having that, you can use that. Otherwise, some online free checking tools are there, but they are not up to the mark. Like Grammarly or something are there, but they are not up to the mark.
Hello.
Madam, please go.
Sir, while showing the PPTs, in one slide you show that while talking about the good journals, you show us that it takes some are 15 days, some are few months. How to find out that?
So that's why we have to go to the metrics of those journals. As I've shown you,
Sir, kindly please show that, because that at that time there was some network issue here.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Sir, you are not audible.
Okay,
hello?
am I audible? Sir,
Yeah.
I am audible. Okay. Now you say this, where this journal is taking 71 days. This is average time. Don't take like exactly 71 days. On an average, it is average, they mentioned already. So it takes some 71 days. It takes only 10 days. Some other journals, but don't think they will give definitely on 9 days. But based on average of one particular duration,
Sir, how to go to this page? Just
simple. For example, if you want to know about Springer, there is a Springer journal suggestor is there. You type journal suggestor Springer in Google, you will be redirected to this page. There you give your manuscript title and text, so that accordingly you will be given with these suggestions. Okay.
Okay. And sir, one more question. If there is a good conference, so is it good to write a review paper and submit it to the conference?
Conferences, they generally don't accept these review articles. First, you have to check with the guidelines of the conference. If they allow, you can write, no problem.
Hello, sir.
Madam, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, can you suggest some plagiarism checking tool, because it is not possible to give those papers to the department to keep
That is
it.
true, madam. But online, whatever the tools are available, they are very limited. And unless you go with some premium,
Because
you don't get accurate results.
online,
However, maybe online Grammarly is one tool is there. Ginger check is one other tool is there. Likewise, we can check. We have to see.
yeah, sir, because in online tool, I checked one of my paper. It came for 13%. But when again for reference, I just gave to one of my friend in MIT.
Madam, it
There,
happens. Madam, it
yeah,
happens. Why?
it
Because
should write plagiarism.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
because journals follow something like authenticate and Turnitin. They have extreme searching mechanism in that for tools. So they go in depth so that it will caught a lot of other results. But these limited performance websites are there like Grammarly and all. They may not they may not search properly because the algorithm is very limited. What algorithm they are using?
Yes, sir. So that is only the one way, I think.
Yeah, mostly. Otherwise, you just rely on your friends who are working at somewhere. They have access for Turnitin or something. Please request them.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir, just now I have asked the question about Scopus indexing journal. Sir, that
Yes, sir.
journal name is E Prime, sir.
So, what is the journal name, sir? I'm writing here.
E Prime.
E. Alphabetic E Prime.
E Prime, yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Maybe I'll check and get back.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, editor in chief is Michael P.
Okay, sir. I'll check.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Aarti from Coimbatore Ramanathalingam Institute. So I have a doubt in writing a research paper, sir. In reference, we probably put the journal papers and conference paper. Can we cite some websites, sir?
Yeah, you can cite a website, madam. Those things will be clarified in our other sessions. Please.
Sir, that is normally how many websites can we cite, sir? Minimum or maximum of websites?
It is nothing like that. You cannot cite in the abstracts or something, but you can. It is relevant if it is you feel it is relevant and it is a trusted source. Then only you can cite. All websites you cannot cite.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Any other query from the participants? Okay, thank you, Rajesh sir. Thank you for this wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully, a lot of got benefited with this your presentation on research aspects. Many I have also learned for the first time. So informative, sir. Thank you. And
Thank you.
sir's email ID is given in the brochure, which you have got while the email for the registration. So anytime you can contact sir for the any further queries or clarification or research collaborations. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Our next sessions will be held on the same link as per the schedule given to you. There will not be any change in the link.
have to install and keep ready, sir?
Next session will be, sir, on the Overleaf. So Overleaf is a website. So there you can make accounts and you can be ready there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Rajesh, sir, should I end the meeting?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes,
Hello,
sir.
Langam, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we didn't receive that schedule of that our workshop. Can we check where we can check, sir?
You have received the email, sir.
Sir, I registered, but I not received that email.
You have received the email for the workshop. The link you have received in the same email.
No, sir. I registered. I registered the 2 weeks before itself, but I not received the email from your side. I collected the link from my friend.
Okay.
Same with me, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
we
so
didn't get the link, sir. I shared it from some other one, sir.
okay. So we will share the this schedules with you. Okay, one person already shared the schedule. You can see in the chat box. So LaTeX workshop schedule has been shared. You can download from this chat box. E-certificates will be provided to the registered candidates. We will send it in the drive or something like it. That we will clarify you in the last session on the 5th day.
So, will the further meetings be on Zoom or some other app?
Same link. Sir, every meeting will be on the same link.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All the 5 days, all meetings will be in the same link. And same YouTube channel.
Okay, sir. So, can we leave now?
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, everyone.